Peter, Greg, come on down. We're playing a brand new game, and that is Guess the Camera. Okay, so there is a surprise camera in here. Most of you that watch normally would probably guess, maybe not the right camera at the right time, but the cameras have changed. I would have to say each camera has changed except one, okay? And even that camera is fairly new. I would say it's no more than 6 months old to maybe a year. So this camera, even I have to guess. All right, so I could do it by pointing, and I'm pointing to a camera. So that is camera number 1. And keep track in your mind, there's 4. There's 4 HDMI 4K slots on the thingamajig that I plug into the Studio Mini, not the Mini, Studio Mac, okay, which is a M2 unit, okay? And I have a box, and the brand is called Sonnet. That's kind of important, but what's even more important is there's a card in that box. So that box allows me to put cards in a la Windows computers, where your Mac computers, you got no slots, baby, okay? So it gives me 2 slots. The unit takes up one of the slots, which is the controller, and then I have another card called the Black Magic recorder or something, HDMI recorder, which gives me 4 HDMI 4K up to 60p slots. And I have them all filled, so there's a camera in each one. So that is connected by Thunderbolt, and the Thunderbolt goes into the Studio Mac, or the Mac Studio M2, and it basically is a connection to the motherboard in the Mac. All right, way too much information on that. So anyway, I have 4 slots, which is why for a few years now I have been running 4 cameras. All right, so now you are watching one of the cameras. Has this camera been on this show before? I'd have to say no, it never has. I would say I started broadcasting in the early 2000s or recording on YouTube, and this camera has never, ever, what's that game that they play? This camera has never, ever been on this channel. So, all right, so this slipped off my ear and it feels uncomfortable. All right, so you can still hear the mic? Yeah, you can still hear the mic. All right, so I'll let you look at that camera. All right, that camera is labeled number 1. And the reason it's labeled number 1 is it's the slot number 1 on my box. All right, now we'll go to camera number 2. This is camera number 2. Gee, I wonder if you could guess what camera this is. This is the overhead camera. Oh, this table swivels. Don't touch the table, Peter. I'll just twiddle my thumbs, all right? So this is the camera that's on, I call it the overhead camera, and that is labeled camera number 2. And that is quite an old camera for this room, and most of you should be able to guess it. Nikon Z6. Oh, I gave that one away. Darn. All right, so this is camera number 3. Now let's see where I'm pointing. Oh, I got that one right away. Okay. So this is camera number 3. Has this camera ever broadcast from this room before? I'd have to say no, I don't think so. There's a possibility when I first bought it that I did a test or had it in here as a guest camera. But I wouldn't say in the last year or longer this camera has been live, and this camera is listed as camera number 3. Okay, and then camera number 4, they're all running 4P, 23.9 97, and this camera actually was not only in this Christmas room. This camera was in the original Christmas room. Yeah, we're talking many years ago. Many years ago. And this camera has been on my kitchen set. And that is that guy right there. Now, some of the clues, for those of you that are observant, you'll notice the background focus, the bokeh, as they call it, bokeh, like Boca Raton, here I come. Okay, that's the city up by Howl. Hi, Howl. Okay, but he's not quite in Boca, and I wouldn't give away his location. So that's the 4 cameras. So this one is the easiest one to figure out because it was in the kitchen, and it was in here so many years ago. It's a camera that stunk until they got into firmware 3.0 and higher. They're up to 3.5. Maybe they're even higher than 3.5 now. Okay. And on that one, you probably can guess. Oh, it's magic. I can't sing early Sunday morning. Okay, so let's see what we've got going on here. I want to see if that isolates my problem or not. I feel like I hear an echo. I have no clue where it's coming from. What else do I have plugged in? Nothing. And I have this one plugged in, but I have it set to off. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. So this one is the Olympus OMD EM1 Mark II with the newer firmware. I think the newest is 3.5. And on this camera, I actually have the 42.5 f1.2 lens at f1.2. So it's actually giving me a field of view of 85 millimeters. And I can't get any closer with this one. I can't get any wider. This is what an 85 millimeter lens looks like smack dab in front of me, where I'm sitting 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 feet away from the wall. And the camera is very near the wall. So that's how the strength of an 85 does, okay, when it's that much closer. All right, so this one, camera number 4, we've identified as the Olympus EM1 Mark II with the Leica 1.2 nocturnal, whatever they call that lens, okay? So now we'll back up by 1, and that would be that camera. Now, I have done a lot of vlogging with this camera. I love it, and it's very light. It's quite small in terms of the sizes of a full-size camera. So this is the A7C Mark II with an 85 millimeter 1.8 Sony branded lens. So this is a Sony OEM Sony lens, 85 millimeter. This is the A7C. Of course, we are at f1.8, just like the Olympus one, the f1.2 lens is at f1.2. Okay, I go for the bokeh, baby. Boca Raton, here I come. Yeah, they got a nice beach up there. Okay, so that is camera number 2 in the slot on the Blackmagic recorder card. Okay, now I can rename these things anything I want. As a matter of fact, when we go live again on Friday night, I'll have the labels up here. All right. So now we have camera number 2. This is hello, darling. Yeah, hello, darling. Ba 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 ba. All right, so that's the Nikon Z6 Mark I, the original one. And I have a Viltrox, I believe it's a Viltrox. Randy, help me. Viltrox 85 millimeter. And this is what I call my Carlos cam, because he got me into being able to write notes on my pad where I could say or write anything and say, hello, family, Merry Merry Christmas. Okay, so this is a Nikon Z6 Mark. It didn't have a mark when it came out. They started adding the marks. I guess I can't talk and write at the same time. So I just wrote this one. Hello, family. And I love making happy faces. Whoop. Okay, so this is the Nikon Z6 Mark I. Okay, and that leaves this camera that has never, ever, 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 ever been live. It's been recorded where I've recorded and put videos up, but I have never been able to get it live. And I will give you, I'll give you some hints, but most of you won't get these hints, okay? I didn't even know this. The tripod screw is not in the center of this camera, on the bottom. And the tripod screw and the battery door are integrated together, which means if you manage to put it on a tripod, you can't open the battery door. So why would that harm anything? Because this one has a this is camera 1. Let me go to camera 2 right now real quick. Okay, that's my overhead Nikon Z6, so you guys know what this is now, right? So, oh, Luis is calling me. That's Mr. Camera Junkie. So Mr. Camera Junkie is calling me right now. Hey, Luis, hold on 1 second. I'm live. I'm testing something. You can say hi. I mean, the mic will pick you up. This is Mr. Camera Junkie. Are you outside?
No, I was just calling to touch base. I'm about to get ready to start heading out, but I say I'll probably be leaving in about 25, 30 minutes.
Oh, okay. So you guys that are watching, Mr. Camera Junkie is coming to visit me. We might do something live or he might do a flyby, but we'll find out after this show. Alrighty. So I'll call you back in about 2 minutes, 3 minutes, all right?
All right. I'll be waiting for your call. Talk
okay. Bye-bye. All right. So that was Mr. Camera Junkie. So when I say people call me, yes, they do call me. And I answered the phone. Okay. All right. So this camera, I was giving you the clues, but they're excellent clues, but most of us, including me, would not have known. The battery door and the tripod screw on the bottom are integrated as one piece. So once you are on a tripod, okay, you cannot actually open the battery door. So let's say the camera overheats and you want to open the battery door, let some more air in. You can't do that. All right. So if you want to put a dummy battery in it, which is what I have right now because I have this sitting here. This is a clue. It's a small camera. So this camera is the Sony ZV-1 and not ZV-1 Mark II, and it is not the ZV-E1. It is not the ZV-E10. It's the ZV-1. So what is a ZV-1? It's that little tiny camera where the lens is built into the camera, and it fits basically in here. Gives you a great 4K picture. It doesn't do very good with the bokeh. You notice how the flowers are in focus back there? Because it's got a little tiny lens, and the zoom is built in. So people didn't like this camera because it didn't get close enough, or it got too close. You couldn't zoom wide enough is the actual thing. And then they came out with the ZV-1 Mark II. So it gives a great picture, and I got it set up because I got a very long screw. Whoa! Did you know I had a very long screw? And it's the correct, what is it, 3 point something, whatever, goes in the tripod. So the screw is about that long, and I have that screw mounted in an old umbrella stand that I can tighten up the screw, and then I have that connected to my ball head tripod. And I can move the tripod around at the bottom. I have a dummy battery in. The door is wide open, So this is as cool as I could get this camera because these are known for overheating. But I do have a fan blowing across all three. So we'll just do a rundown real quick and then we're done with this show. So this is the Sony ZV-1 4K 24p 23 point. When I say 24p, you understand I'm saying 23 point something. All right. And then the next camera is in input number 2. That's the overhead camera, Nikon Z6 Mark I. This is the A7C Mark II. Very underrated camera. Very underrated camera. If they come out with an A7C Mark III, and they make it so it don't overheat, and they put a large HDMI, that's basically all they have to change. I'm looking at the wrong camera. That's basically all they have to change on this camera. It needs a full-size HDMI, okay, and it needs to not overheat. Other than that, it's got dynamic active stabilization. Yeah, it's got one card slot, but get over it, okay? That you're paying less money, but it's a full frame, and it works great. You put any lens you want on there, and it's small enough to grab and vlog with, and it's small enough to take to a restaurant and not be, obvious and stuff like that. Full frame camera, Sony, coloring, picture, sharpness. Okay. Now I have this camera set. It looks like it can use a little bit of saturation, but we'll take care of that later. And then the last guy on here that's in input number 4 is the Olympus EM1 Mark II with the newest firmware that gives me face detection. And I can even talk with my hands, and it doesn't go to my hands because Robin Wong taught me in one of his videos, make it so you are only basically in the upper part. Now, if I put my hand here, look, that's what happens. It goes into focus. If I move my hand down here, okay, the hand is no longer in focus. Speak to the hand. My ears are not listening. All right, that's the show. So I'm very pleased. I'm actually surprised at 2 of the cameras, and this is one of the 2, at how beautiful this Leica, it's a Panasonic Leica Noctron 1.2. I'm saying the nocturnal thing part wrong. It's a f1.2, and I got it at f1.2. And look at this, looks like a full frame. Everything in the back is out of focus. Dang. Okay. So this camera is my biggest surprise, and also this camera is my biggest surprise because I've never broadcasted with one of those little mini baby cameras. But look at the quality. It's not bad. All right, guys, thanks for coming in and playing You Name That Camera. I wish there was like an echo. I will catch you on the next video I make or on Friday Night Live. Bye-bye.